Good morning, everyone. Let's start our module number 4 of the MCS, the process part of the management control. Here is the whole index of the module. First chapter is about the strategic planning. Here are the learning outcomes that you will learn. After learning this chapter, you will learn the nature, techniques of analyzing and deciding the proposed new program, ongoing program, and the process of the strategic planning. Firstly, nature of the strategic planning. Strategic planning is the process of deciding on the programs that organization will undertake. Firstly, you have to decide how many programs you want to go on. You want to continue during the year. કયા પ્રોગ્રામને તમે સ્ટાર્ટ કરવાના છો, કઈ પ્રોડક્ટ લોન્ચ કરવાના છો, and on the approximate amount of the resources. Each time, at the same time, you will also decide how many resources you will require to conduct this program. That will allocate it to the each program over the next several years. આગળના જેટલા પણ યર્સના પ્લાનિંગ તમે ડિસાઇડ કર્યા હશે એ ડ્યુરેશનમાં how many resources you will require, that you will allocate. Now it is the difference between the strategic planning and strategy formulation. These are the points which shows the difference between the two. Very first is the conceptual difference. There is a difference in terms of the concept. Strategic planning and formulation, right? They are totally different from each other. Concept wise they are different. Strategic planning is used for the raw material. એ તમને લમસમ આઈડિયા આપશે, જ્યારે ફોર્મ્યુલેશન છે એ થરલી તમને આગળ જવા માટેનો રસ્તો બતાવશે. Second, formulation based on the goals, whereas planning is based on the situation. Means just focus over your own goal, what you want in the next 5 years, but planning will be focused over the competitors. Thirdly, formulation is done on the basis of the primary goals. Planning is done after the formulation. It can alter the goals or strategies. Formulation is basically depends over the primary goals, whatever your primary goals. Say for the example, if you want to achieve the maximum market share, if you want to expand your product in the new market, these are your primary goals. Whereas planning is done after the formulation. Once you are clear with your primary goals, then you can go for the planning, and it can alter the goals or strategies. If at the planning stage you are thinking that you have to alter the goals, say for the example, this time is the very tough time for the whole India and over all the countries also. So if you were thinking about to expand your business in the Maharashtra, but now it is a planning stage, you will alter your goal. ભાઈ ત્યાં અત્યારે COVID-19 ઇફેક્ટ વધારે છે, તો તમે ત્યાં નહીં સ્ટાર્ટ કરો, તો ઇટ ઇઝ ધ સ્ટેજ ફોર અલ્ટરેશન ઓફ ગોલ. એના બદલે you will start over your business over here itself. Then next, formulation is deciding in the advance. Planning covers the implementation task. Formulation will be deciding in the advance. Means સૌથી પહેલાં તમે ડિસાઇડ કરી લેશો કે ભાઈ તમને શું અચીવ કરવાનું છે, કયા ગોલ્સ છે, કયા તમારા પ્રાઇમરી ગોલ્સ રહેશે, સેકન્ડરી ગોલ્સ રહેશે. દેન આફ્ટર પ્લાનિંગ હશે એ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશન ટાસ્ક કવર કરશે કે ભાઈ ડિસાઇડ તો કરી લીધું કે ભાઈ જે તે એરિયામાં નવી પ્રોડક્ટ લોન્ચ કરવી છે, નવું ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુશન ચેનલ એસ્ટાબ્લિશ કરવું છે, બટ પ્લાનિંગ આખું જે ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશન ટાસ્ક હશે કે ભાઈ એ સ્ટેજે તમે ચેક કરશો કે ત્યાં ડિસ્ટ્રીબ્યુટર સેટ કરવા ઇઝ નોટ ધ કપ ઓફ ટી, તો તમે ત્યાં ચેન્જ કરી શકશો. સો ઇટ ઇઝ અ પાર્ટ ઓફ ધ ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશન ટાસ્ક. એન્ડ લાસ્ટ, ફોર્મ્યુલેશન ઇઝ ટોટલી અનસિસ્ટમેટિક. મતલબ તમે રફલી જે બનાવશો તમારા રફમાં કે ભાઈ મારે આટલી આટલી પ્રોડક્ટ લોન્ચ કરવી છે, બધું રફ હશે, જસ્ટ એસ્ટિમેશન હશે. જ્યાં સુધી તમે ફાઇનલ પ્લાનિંગમાં નહીં જાઓ, જ્યારે પ્લાનિંગ ઇઝ વેરી મચ સિસ્ટમેટિક. ફોર્મ્યુલેશન ઇઝ જસ્ટ લમસમ કે ભાઈ આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ અચીવ ગુડ માર્ક્સ, ઇટ ઇઝ ધ અનસિસ્ટમેટિક મેનર. બટ આઈ વોન્ટ ટુ અચીવ the 65 marks out of 70, it is the systematic one. So these are the difference between the strategic planning and the strategy formulation. Now these are the benefits of making the planning and formulation. Very first, a framework for developing the annual budget. It will be helpful for making the annual budget. As in the previous slide we discussed, it will cover the systematic and unsystematic both the parts, so it will be helpful to create the final budget. Secondly, a management development tool. If you know where you will go, how you will achieve the things, then it will be helpful to you to develop your business, develop your management. Third, mechanism to force the management to think the long term. See, here you have to think about the long term. Short term thinking is also required, but to achieve the something in the future time period, you have to think after 5 years where you are seeing yourself. So that's why it will be force you have to compulsorily think about the beyond your line, think about the long term. And means of aligning the managers with the long term strategies of the company, it will align the managers and the company to achieve something. So it will make the combination કે ભાઈ આપણે અચીવ કરવું છે તો મેનેજરમાં પણ આ સ્કિલ્સ જોઈશે, તો અલાઇનમેન્ટ થશે, બે વચ્ચેનું કોલાબરેશન થશે. Now limitation. Definitely every coin has a two sides. So limitation, firstly, planning can be form filling bureaucratic exercise. So devoid of the strategic thinking. બધું પ્લાનિંગ વાઇઝ જ કરશો અને એના વાઇઝ જ આગળ વધતા જશો તો એક ટાઈમ એવો આવશે કે it will kill your strategic thinking, right? You will stop thinking new because you had already done the planning and you will follow it. No, planning following is good thing, but thoroughly just following the planning is not the good thing. You have to think the strategically also. So it is the very first limitation. Second, its line management function can be converted into the staff management. You all know about the line management and staff management. Staff management is just the supporting role, right? Slowly and gradually, eventually it happens that your line management function converted into the staff management, so it loses its primary objective or it loses its importance. And thirdly, it is time consuming and expensive. It will be very much time consuming. See, if right now during your vacation, if you are making just planning and planning, so by today I will read this subject, tomorrow I will read this subject, it is very much time consuming. Instead of that, bluntly read out whatever you want, whatever you feel okay for the subject, then it is very much okay. But here it is the limitation, it is the time consuming and expensive also, because you have to appoint some of the expert to make the planning, because here you have to think strategically, you have to think for the long term. So it is not the cup of tea for everyone. You have to appoint the experts for the sake of the preparation of the planning. Now characteristics. What kind of the planning should be there? Planning કેવું હોવું જોઈએ? First be, it must be convincing, right? એ બીજાને કન્વિન્સ કરી શકે એવું જોઈએ. If you are not able to convince your long term plans to your own employees, then it is useless. It should be convincing to the other people, other managing people, other rest of the employees of your organization. Second, more complex organization structure, more accurate planning is required. Wherever you are the part of the complex organization, it is requirement of the time, it is the requirement of your firm to create a accurate planning. Because if you are a sole trader or if you are a partnership trader, but it will require less abilities. But if you are a company, તમારું કોમ્પ્લેક્સ હશે જો ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન, બહુ બધા એમ્પ્લોઈઝ હશે, બહુ લાર્જ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન હશે, so definitely it will require the accurate planning at the same time. It must after the detailed analysis. You cannot prepare the planning bluntly. You have to do the proper homework, right? Detailed analysis should be there, and then and only then you can plan out for the long term. Because detailed analysis હશે તો જ તમને માઇન્ડમાં બધા ફેક્ટ્સ અને ફિગર્સ હશે, and you will be able to make the things smoother. Then ideal program structure and content, it is the good one, right? It is the ideal one which will be followed by the rest of the company, rest of the task in the future term. So it is a ideal structure for the other objects, other the people, and organizational relationship. It is also establishing the relationship between the members of the company, employees of the company, between the manager to manager, top to bottom, middle to middle, right? So that is the characteristics of the strategic planning and formulation. Now next, analyzing proposal of the new program. So here new program can be either reactive or proactive. Here they have used the two words, reactive or proactive. રિએક્ટિવ મતલબ કોઈ વસ્તુ બને અને પછી તમે એનું રિએક્શન આપો કે ભાઈ COVID-19 સ્પ્રેડ થઈ ગયું પછી તમે એમના માટેનું રિએક્શન આપો, ઇટ ઇઝ રિએક્ટિવ. બટ પ્રોએક્ટિવ મતલબ બીજા કન્ટ્રીઝમાં એ સ્પ્રેડ થવા માંડ્યું છે અને તમે એ પહેલાં જ એલર્ટ થઈ અને એના માટેના પ્રિકોશન્સ લઈ લ્યો છો, દેન ઇટ ઇઝ પ્રોએક્ટિવ. સો ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં પણ આવું થતું હોય, વેન એવર યોર કોમ્પિટિટર લોન્ચિસ ધ ન્યૂ પ્રોડક્ટ, right? And after that you are launching your new product similar to that one, it is the reactive one. But you are getting the news that your competitor is going to launch some of the new product, and in the response of that news you are launching your product. It is the proactive. એમના launch કરતા પહેલા તમે કંઈક launch કરી નાખો નવી product, that then it is the proactive. Proactive is good sometimes because reactive હશે તો market એટલું cover ના થઈ શકે, but in terms of the proactive it will be okay, or it will be ability to create the maximum market. Next, it must require the proper analysis, right? You have to go for the thorough analysis to go for reactive or proactive. Mostly for the proactive you will require the proper analysis, taking care that new idea must not be killed, right? You must be careful whenever you are coming with the new idea in the market. It must not be killed. When any of the employee come up with the new idea, you should appreciate them, you should listen him, you should go for study of that new idea and then go for accepting or rejecting, but directly you should not kill that idea. So that is your proposal for the new program. Techniques for the new program: capital investment analysis, organizational analysis, and external analysis. Capital investment analysis matlab you will set out the rules and regulations to judge all the things. Avoid manipulation. Whenever you are making the accounts, you should be careful that manipulation will not be there. You have to establish some of the models, right, standards through which you can judge the other things. That is the capital investment analysis. And secondly, organizational analysis means what kind of organization you are, and then go for analyzing or launching the reactive or proactive plan. And external analysis matlab ke you have to think about, you have to study the government rules and regulations, political news, economical news, then analyzing the ongoing program. These are the analyzing the proposal of the new program. Now it is the analyzing the ongoing program, how you will go for the analyze the things which is already started, which is already ongoing. So two techniques are there: value chain analysis and activity based costing. So in the first value chain analysis, you have to create the linkage with the supplier, you have to create the linkage with the customer to know how much value your product is creating, how much efficient it is. Thirdly, process linkage with the value chain of the firm. You have to also create the process linkage ki bhai whatever process you are following for the production, is it proper or not, is it convenient or not. And second method is activity based costing. You already learned in the previous semester, that is cost filtration. You will filter all the kinds of the cost, maybe it is a fixed cost, variable cost, or semi variable cost, or anything marginal cost is there. You will make the filtration and then analyze the things, either it is a very costlier for you or it is becoming the not costly, that much costly for you. And ABC analysis, that is always better control. Means you will bifurcate the all of your parts and equipments into the three categories, in the A category, B category, and C category, so that you can create some of the control over your costing. Now, controller, the person who is responsible for designing and operating the MCS as a controller, that person will be known as a controller. The person who is responsible for the designing stage, જે કંઈ પણ પ્રોડક્ટ લોન્ચ કરવાના છે એના માટેની ડિઝાઇનિંગ ક્રિએટ કરશે, એને ઓપરેટ કરશે, કોસ્ટ અલોકેટ કરશે, આ બધા માટેનું જે કંઈ પણ પર્સન અલોકેટ કરશો, દેટ ઇઝ ધ કંટ્રોલર, ચીફ ફિનાન્શિયલ ઓફિસર. Now, strategic planning process, one of the very important process for your examination also. It is available in the textbook, so go for the detailing of it. First stage, reviewing and updating the strategic plan from the last year. So if you want to make the strategic plan, firstly you have to review the last year plan. Whatever happened in the last year, you have to check it out, and then you have to update it for the next year's plan. So very first stage is look backward. પહેલાં આગળના યરના જે કંઈ પણ પ્લાન્સ હતા એને રિવ્યૂ કરો, એને અપડેટ કરો, એન્ડ દેન યુ કેન ગો ફોર ધ ફર્ધર પ્લાનિંગ ફોર ધ નેક્સ્ટ યર્સ. સેકન્ડલી, ડિસાઇડિંગ ઓન ધ અઝમ્પશન્સ એન્ડ ગાઈડલાઇન્સ. ડિટેલ પ્લાનમાં જતાં પહેલાં યુ હેવ ટુ ક્રિએટ સમ ઓફ ધ અઝમ્પશન્સ. રાઈટ, જેના પર તમે આગળના જે કંઈ પણ પ્લાન્સ હશે, પોલિસીઝ હશે, એના પર વર્ક કરવાના છો. એના માટેના અઝમ્પશન્સ ક્રિએટ કરો, તમારા પ્લાન ઓફ એક્શન્સ રેડી કરો. યુ હેવ ટુ ગો ફોર ધ થર એનાલિસિસ ફોર ધ ગાઈડલાઇન્સ ઓલ્સો, કે ભાઈ કોઈ ગવર્મેન્ટ ગાઈડલાઇન્સ છે, ઇકોનોમિકલ ગાઈડલાઇન્સ છે, વિચ મે નોટ પ્રોહિબિટ યોર ફર્ધર પ્રોગ્રામ. સો એ બધું ચેક કરો. દેન યુ કેન ગો ફર્ધર. થર્ડ વન, ફર્સ્ટ ઇટરેશન ઓફ ધ ન્યૂ સ્ટ્રેટેજિક પ્લાન. Now stage number 3, first iteration of the new strategic plan. It means you are making the very first plan for your whole of the process, for whole of your strategic planning. Matlab, it is not your final approval of the plan, but first attempt for making the new plan. In that plan you will include all your assumptions, all your raw things you had prepared in the previous stages, and making one iteration, one thorough plan for the first stage. Then go for the analyze the things, either your first plan is okay or not, it will work out in the market or not, it will be acceptable from the side of the customer or not. Then if required, then go for the second iteration of the new strategic plan. If you are finding any of the loopholes, you want to make any of the modification, then you should go for the second iteration. And then last one is review and approval. At last stage, in the final stage, you have to go for the review and approval of the strategic planning process. So this is a very short process for the strategic planning. You have to go for detailing. Firstly, check it out the plans from the last year, check it out all the things from the last year, update it if required. Secondly, make the assumptions and guidelines. Thirdly, make the very first plan, first iteration. Then go for analyze that. Then if required, then go for the second iteration, and final review and approval is there.